Hey everyone, hi again, welcome to the stage, and I have, lo and behold, François Pietri. He is here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Great, I'm so happy we've
Yeah,
crossed each other, and it takes a lot of effort to sort of coordinate two people because, first of all, we live on different continents, so that's one thing. And, second of all, we're just always busy with something, and that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today. Is we're going to be talking about creating time or managing time. I just think creative is good since, we're in a creative profession. So you have to like physically create time that you do not have or make time to do things that don't exactly fit in a conventional way into your schedule. So we're going to talk about that while we sort of catch up also because every time we have a podcast, it's been like 3 months. And so we always catch up, but that's going to be sort of the direction that we're going in. So, first, we're going to talk about what we've been doing today. For me, it's already 2:20 p.m. Francois is, I think it's 9. No, it's 8:20 in Europe.
8:20.
8:20. And then we're going to talk about what we've been doing this week and also as we approach the new month, March. What are our plans for March? Because next week's the last week of February. It feels like the year is flying by now that things have sort of reopened up with the pandemic. And we'll be talking about that throughout this podcast. So, Francois, would you like to start about what you've been doing so far? I think your day is almost over, so maybe you'd have a little bit more to talk about. I also have stuff to talk about. However you prefer.
Yeah, I can begin.
All right.
So I just speak about my day. Now, my day was not so incredible. I just work in this sportswear shop, and just the morning I was doing, or we say motivation letter.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Letter
say
of,
that in
yeah.
English
I
for,
think,
yeah.
yeah, letter of motivation. I don't know if it's letter of
I,
motivation,
I
but
I'm doing an application for a job in a music school in Switzerland.
cover
So
letter.
it's not so far from where I live because I live in France, in
Yeah.
Strasbourg, and this music school is near to Zurich,
Yeah.
and is with car is 2 hours and a half. So it's really not far. It's
Right.
a bit far, but it's okay. And
Okay.
I'm searching this job. And yeah, so my day was like that, and nothing exceptional. After it was just work, and and
Right.
that's all.
Well, we all need to work. I mean, it's important. You got to make some money, just enough to make things work, I guess. So, for me,
Yeah, sorry, I just before you continue.
yeah,
Exactly, it's important to make money, to be able to live and do your what do you want to do, and make enough money to have time with your projects and family and friends. But in this moment, but we will speak about that later. This job is a bit problematic for me. So let's continue.
okay. So for me, it's interesting. Yesterday, I talked about on my podcast the paralysis by analysis, and by talking about it, it's amazing what happens when you open up about a problem. You know, automatically, it's like you hold yourself accountable for what you're not doing right. So after I did that podcast, I was like, man, I need to do this, I need to do that, this, and I'm in this sort of like go mode. So today, nothing special, I guess. I typically more like get up at 7 and then I do my stretching, then I practice. I did my meditation. Lately, I've been doing not just 10 minutes, but like 20 minutes, like two different halves. So, like 10 minutes break, 10 minutes break, and then I practice of meditation. I don't know. It just feels like it needs to happen. And then I went swimming and then I ran some errands because we needed more salt, and it was this we have this thing in Canada, specifically Ottawa, where it's called freezing rain, where it rains and then it turns into a skating rink. So I had to get a lot of salt to like cover our driveway, or else like You practically have to skate down it. So, uh, and then later on after this podcast, I'm speaking with another friend, and then I practice more for some recordings and auditions that I have. And that will be pretty much my day. So now that that's sort of cleared, what have we been up to this week? So I could sort of start here and sort of give you a breakdown. I mean, the week isn't that long. It's only Wednesday, but it feels like it's been a long time. But at the beginning of this week, my goal was to finish, to give myself a deadline. I have auditions that have a deadline, um, the 14th of March, but I was like, okay, no, I have to finish this week. So I gave myself 14 days ahead, like a pre-deadline, so that stuff gets done. And so the main focus of this week, if I had to describe it in one word, would probably be recording. Like that's what I'm going to be really, like I record myself every day, but this I'm going to record to send in my tapes. So that's what I have planned right now for my week. What about you, François?
Oh, nothing more than today. Now, of course, I did a bit more. I transformed some of my videos in an interview, but in French, in podcast version.
Okay.
Um, I repair my bicycle, and it's really good because my job is that I need 30 minutes with bike to go to work. So now I do 1 hour bike every day. So we go slowly into the subject now, into the theme,
Yeah.
because I was searching a lot of time to do sport. Now this problem is solved. I do 1 hour sport every day. So, and I just to go to my job, and it's good because I go faster than with tram or car. It's better with bike. So good point. One of on my objective I say is done.
Yeah.
So it's good. Um, and in parallel, how I was saying earlier, I am trying to candidate uh, for um, for a music school, so in Zurich, and I was working on my curriculum vitae. Is it the good word in English? Yeah.
Yeah. CV, resume,
CV, so
CV or
curriculum
resume. Yeah.
vitae,
Yeah.
and my motivation letter. And it's really hard because it's in German, and
Oh, yeah.
how you can hear, listen to my accent.
Oh.
It's not my mother tongue.
Yeah, yeah, but seriously, I tried to write, like, sorry to interrupt, but I tried to write something in German lately, and I worked at a German university, and like I feel pretty comfortable writing in German is not easy, guys. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying.
I gave lessons. I was teacher there. It's okay, but writing a letter, especially motivational letter. Oh God,
Yeah.
and it's
Ugh.
another word. It's something
Yeah.
parallel and
Yeah.
really different.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's good because how I was saying before too. I changed my work now. It was in November. Huh? Before I was working in La Poste,
Yeah. In the post
so
office.
the post
Post office.
office.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was working really early in the morning, and afternoon I had a lot of time, but I was really tired and I had no more social life. Now I have more social life, but not so much actually, because the evening I prefer to do stuff at my home, and I'm less tired, but I found really less time to organize my passion and my real objective, my project.
Yeah.
But maybe we will speak about that later.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's really frig. I was walking the other day, just like in the grocery store, and I'm like, man, waking up early is really, it's not good. I don't think it ever feels great. Like, I'm generally a morning person, but it never really feels great waking up at 5 a.m. And I'm gearing towards that. I'm like, man, I need to wake up earlier and earlier and earlier because I get a lot of stuff done. But then one of the consequences, like by 7 p.m., you're like a walking zombie, and you're like, oh crap, like I'm super tired. I don't even want to like go out. Uh, but to find the balance, this is a really common issue that I think a lot of us go through at some point in time. Like just to find, like we were talking about, like creating the time, and not only creating time, because I think it's a pretty fair argument or statement to say, yeah, I'm freeing myself from 2 to 4 p.m. to do this. But then, and this might sound a little bit like being lazy or whatever, but you have to be in the right headspace. I mean, yeah, you can force yourself into doing stuff, but I really feel like sometimes when I'm not in the mood for practicing, it's just not worth it to like force myself to practice. Like I have to reset that. It's not that I won't practice, but I have to find some other way to spend my time to stay focused and motivated. And these issues that François is talking about, like I struggle, everyone struggles with them on a daily basis. Like you go through your day and you're confronted with thousands of decisions to like either you do this or you do that or this, you go there or you go the other place, and it's a constant thing to organize.
Yeah, it
Like,
was with me.
yeah. And, like one thing that comes to mind when you said you found a way to do the sport, I am like 99.9999999% sure that we set an example about a guy who wants to go to the gym. Maybe it's not exactly like your example, but you remember that in one podcast, we're like, one guy who wants to go home and then go to the gym.
Yeah, how to reduce friction and at the entry
Yes,
of the activity.
exactly.
What I found is the best I think option. Of course, I don't do musculation or stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just endurance. Yeah,
yeah,
what I do, but it's 1 hour per day.
yeah,
God,
yeah,
or at least 5 days per week.
yeah,
Maybe not every day, but 5 days per week. It's
yeah,
incredible good. Yeah, yeah. I'm really happy for that actually.
yeah. That's solid. I mean, if you could, I mean, I'd love to take the bike because I remember when I was in Mannheim and I'd speed walk to my work at the university, and I think it was like 7 or 8 minutes away by foot, but that walk like helped because walks are inspiring too. I find walks really, if you're walking and there's no one, you have your earphones in, you're listening to a great song, you're walking towards your goal, and it's a nice way. Like not only you have the fact that you're physically going to another place, but you're also making your heart pump, and you get endorphins in because you're walking and you're seeing stuff, and on the bike I imagine you see stuff, there was the wind blowing in your face or the rain, whatever, you're like breaking it, right? So yeah, that came to mind. Now the next thing that I'd like to touch on before we open all of this time management things and talk a bit about other stuff is what we're planning for the next month, because March is approaching. And I always think before any period of time, I like to know what's going to go on. Not like in a super anal way, like, and really like say, okay, on this day I'm going to do that, and that day I'm going to do this. I've tried that. It didn't really work. I don't think it really works for most people, to be honest, unless you're like super calculating. But for me, it just never really worked. So for me, what I did is I booked my flight for Holland. I have another audition there, and I'll be doing some recordings as well, and hopefully have a symphony concert at some point in time, also during the month of March. So those are my objectives, and I'm going to keep practicing. And obviously, as you guys have heard, I'm kind of injured, but getting better. So I'd like to be I mean, it'll get fixed when it get fixed, but I want to stay consistent with my twice a week swimming schedule, and physiotherapy should die away slowly because I'm at my last 2 appointments. So that's what I have planned for the month of March. We're going into March, right? I keep on doubting myself. Like, the next month is March, right? And just, yeah.
Isn't it Julie?
Okay, yeah. Just like,
Sorry. It's
I kept on asking. I was like, are we going into March or is it April? I don't
what
know
is this
anymore.
question? Oh, come on.
I was like, I
Is it
don't know.
March?
It's just so confusing sometimes. Anyways, yeah, and then I'm the one who says like, "Oh, guys, be organized."
Yeah, maybe you're still in jet lag and you were in the old continent, and here we are not. It's the old continent, we are not on the same year.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we are still living in the past, so maybe you are still in jet lag with Europe.
Maybe, but it doesn't even make sense because jet lag. You guys are always in the future. You know what I mean? Okay, I know this is going. We're gonna close this parenthesis in a second, but Europe is 6 hours ahead, so I'd be, if anything, like in the future, because like right now it's the evening. You know what I'm saying? Okay, or I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
stop right
yeah.
now.
Of course, I'm in the future. Yeah, I know what you mean. Exactly.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna transfer it over to François here, and he'll talk about what's going on in March.
Yeah, okay. Just I want to do a little, because you were saying we are all the time in the future. I was I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was in Romania because it's the country of my girlfriend. I
Mm-hmm.
was in her family um, to enjoy the New Year.
Oh yeah.
And it was my joke. I was calling all my friends, but for them in France it was 11 p.m. I was calling and I was saying, I call you from the future to say you happy New Year. It was my joke all night long.
Oh my god, yeah.
I call you from the future.
Yeah.
So for March, let's continue. But
Yeah. No, of course. Yeah.
please.
Yeah. Of course.
So for March, actually, do you remember this audition I had in Strasbourg, my city here where I live, in
Yep.
in January?
Yes.
So I played really bad. To be honest, it was not a good day, but I think I was still with some rest of the coronavirus. I was really bad, head sick.
Yeah.
This day was really, really, really difficult for me.
Oh.
And in the place, they had height
Yeah.
song.
Oh,
Yeah?
the heating. The
Heating, sorry.
No, it's all
Heating
right.
problem.
Oh yeah.
It was not working. It wasn't working. And in this period, we had something like -8 or so. It was really, really hard to play, to be good, and at the same time, I was a bit sick.
Oh yeah.
But nobody played good because of this situation. And so the audition is reported to the 23 April.
Okay.
So my objective for March is just to prepare this audition in April, of course.
Okay.
So it's my first target, my first goal, and actually it's why I feel in this moment big difficulty with my time, because it's our subject too, because I can practice my instrument every morning, because I'm working at 11 and I need approximately 30 minutes to go to work with bike now. So it means I really need to leave my flat the time to take my bike there, maybe at 10:15. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it means I have time to practice my instrument, because I'm living in the building and I can't play at 6 a.m. It's impossible. Right. It's respectless,
Yeah.
of course. I can play with if I respect the rules, the city rules at 8 a.m. But of
Mm.
course, I do it with how you
Mute.
call that, mute.
Practice mute.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
And it's not the same feelings, not the same sensations
yeah.
than when you're playing just open.
Right.
And so it's already a bit difficult because I do that, but during this time I can be focused on my other project, just uh, writing some content and published it. No more, just have a bit creativity, writing, recording the video. Normally I do that really fast. Some montage, I do that really fast too, and after publish it. For
Right.
that I have no more time, and it makes some frustration for me. In this period, I have to be honest with you. Generally, I'm all the time speaking, how can you manage your mental and be in the goodness to manage some stuff. And in this period, actually, it's a challenge for me because I don't feel so good because of this situation. I have not so much time. I do a job. It's okay, the atmosphere is good, but it's a good mood, but it's not what I want to do. It's not my dream.
Yeah.
Um, and it's really hard to manage my time.
Yeah.
So I have this problematic. So I have just Sunday and Tuesday because it's my day off to be really free and practice and write content and do the other stuff. But I need to do some pause too because I need a rest,
Yeah.
and it's really hard to manage that. So in this time, I'm searching a way to be more efficient, to practice this this audition to be ready. But in parallel, I don't want to let down my project too. So it's a bit hard. I'm in big questionment period.
Yeah.
So it's my project for March is prepare this audition and find a way to be not so much frustrated in parallel.
Right. Have you considered maybe taking some lessons, or to prepare, maybe set up like 1 or 2 lessons during the month of March?
Sure. I need to contact some teacher. I have some names now. I know I take contact with the first one of this Philharmonic Orchestra.
Right.
I will do an interview with him, by the way. And I have some other contacts. I need to just to take the time to speak with them. So yeah,
Because
definitely I have to do that, but it's not how I say, it's not planned for the moment,
yeah,
but I have to do it
for me,
definitely.
like, I can't, especially as I think I mentioned it yesterday. I forget. I've had like 3 podcasts, and there are more coming. Like, people have reached out to me to do more and more podcasts. So hopefully there's going to be more next week. I mean, there will, not hopefully. At any rate, it's so important to ask for help from a teacher. Really, or just to play for someone, professional or an old teacher. It's sort of, because it is easier. I'm not saying it's easy to be a teacher. All respect. I'm a teacher. I've had teachers. I love teachers. No disrespect to them, but it's easier. Like, you're not emotionally involved to prepare what your students are preparing. So you're able to tackle those projects with a little bit more ease, I think, and you're able to share that motivation or solution with your student. And that's why it's so important to reach out to people when you're kind of stuck. I know for me, one of the greatest things, and that's also one of, talking about creating your time, is realizing what you have. And what Francois is very courageously sharing with us is the fact that he's a bit stuck with organizing time. Not because he doesn't want to or he's lazy, just because it's the current circumstances that he's in. And the first step is acknowledging what what the situation really is. Like, I would like to practice 3 hours, but reality is preventing me from getting that done in the way that I want to. So, just thinking of that, for me, the first thing that came to mind, and I'm just giving my 2 cents because, is to log stuff. Logging is such a great tool. So when I mean log, I mean like at the end of every day or whatever, when you've accomplished something, you write it down, and then at the end of the day, you can have a little statistic what has been going on, and you make it as easy as possible. Like, one happy face means you practice 2 hours, a sad face means 1, and no face means 0, or just the number 1. Something trivial like that. I don't know if that could be something of interest. I'm pretty sure François has some of these things, but um, for me, I really think that logging is absolutely essential to break free of like being stuck. I know one of my students is extremely stuck right now for practicing, and it's more of a like he doesn't make the time because he doesn't want to. And I told him to write a board, like a tableau. How do you say tableau in English? um, like a
Board is right.
board.
Board.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, board, but like a diagram, I guess, or whatever. Like a diagram of when he practices and when he doesn't practice. And it worked, and I really think that if you log, it doesn't have to be the most detailed log, but at least it's something, it's a step forward. I don't know. What do you think of that? Do you think that's something that could possibly help you? Do you log, or have you ever logged stuff? What are your thoughts?
So do you mean, I'm not sure to understand what you want to, when you were saying, I think I understand because of the vocabulary or already with board, it was not board.
Okay.
You think tableau,
Yeah.
que tu écris avec des cases, c'est ça, comme
Oui,
un
oui,
Excel.
oui, oui, oui.
Okay, a kind of Excel.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in Excel, but like on paper.
Yeah, because yeah, in French it's the same word. Board
Yeah,
is tableau too, but okay.
yeah,
Tabelle, no, tabelle is in
yeah.
German.
Tabelle is in German. Oh God, we're screwed.
And what I have to write in this not
Well,
board but this Excel.
okay, let's call it an Excel spreadsheet. But the thing is, that's another thing. I don't like writing things on my computer. I tried that. It just didn't work. I don't feel
Yeah,
like
but on paper, of course.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, you could, like, because I'm saying sometimes you could think, oh, okay, so I could write it on my computer. No. For me, I need to write something down, like with my fingers. I need to
Yeah,
feel that it's
sure.
being written down.
Yeah,
Uh,
kinesthetic aspect is really important.
yeah, like,
Definitely.
because, like, I think also, like, oh, geez, I'm wasting paper. I need to waste it properly. I can't just like delete it. So, or right now I have a whiteboard. So, like, on my whiteboards, every day I write with my little markers, and every day I write what I accomplish from small to big, like everything that I think that counts. And when I'm at an all-time low, and I guess this sort of ties into being grateful too, because the reality is when we're frustrated, we don't see much positive. I think, maybe I don't recall. Someone tells you like, "Oh, but you need to be happy," and you're frustrated, and you're like, "Well, not really. Like, it just sucks right now." At least that's how it is for me. Like, I have a hard time. Yeah, I have to kind of feel it, feel myself get better, and I can't. Sometimes people can help me be more optimistic, but ultimately, practicing gratefulness. So, and in a sort of productive way. So if, let's say, I'm struggling to get stuff done and I took a nap, that counts as something. And if it's not like an excessive nap, but like, and then based on that, I might do a baby step and just glance at my sheet music. I don't have to practice it, but I just took it out of my folder and I looked at it. And then, from that, every day, if I add it up, it's hard to say that I'm not doing anything because I realize that I am doing something. And I think in time management, you want to highlight every little victory that you can so that you can keep building the momentum to keep being organized and keep going forward. Does that make any sense?
Or do you mean I have to just to look at what I've done during the day or maybe the week and write it what was a step, even though it's smaller than a baby step?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely a good thing. It's what we do really often. You take this little book, or I don't know, not book, but um, and cahier, something you write inside,
Yeah.
and every day you write what was good today, what you liked today, and you can do that with your little success, your little baby step to
Yeah.
your goal. But yeah, sure,
And
definitely can be a good thing, and maybe it would be a good thing to see um, how can I manage this time and be okay with okay, I will go slower on my side project, not my side project, but during March it will be side project, my channel, and etc. Because I
yeah.
have this audition,
Yeah.
and I go slower, but if I do baby steps at least 3 or 4 times per week, actually it's a success. It's what you mean.
Yeah.
This is what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, good. Oh, thanks.
I
Actually,
think
it's really good advice.
no, but seriously, like look, I'll say it and I'll say it again. I've been having a diary for about 14 years now.
Diary, it was the word.
Like it's like, and for me, it hasn't always been like a detailed paragraph account of the day. Sometimes I just write like 2 words in it. And Francois knows of this. Like, this is my key. Remember, like, when we were trying to practice or we were doing poems. That's what we were doing. Francois and I, we have a long history of like being the best versions of ourselves, right? And at one point, we decided we were gonna do poems. And I once like he was like, "What the hell was this? It was the shittiest poem I ever read." And I was like, "I know, but I just wanted to get it done so that I could save the habit." Remember? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't remember the poems, but yeah, definitely I remember the spirit.
Yeah,
And actually, it's the best spirit, I have really often during funny moments, sometimes you do a shitty joke. Really, your joke is bad.
yeah,
It's really bad. And your friends are laughing and they are saying, oh my God, but it's really, really bad. How can you do this joke? And I'm already all the time answering, man, if you want to do good jokes, you need to train, and sometimes it's not good.
yeah,
But if I do 1,000 jokes per day, definitely I will have one amazing joke per
yeah,
day. It's the point. And actually it's a good way, definitely it's a good way to improve yourself and to keep the line,
yeah.
definitely.
So just to sum things up here, um, what we've talked about, of course, we gave a breakdown of what we're working on at the beginning of this podcast. Second of all, we looked at the benefits of having a log to note these baby steps. And then this last point, and I may have between telling our day in the log, I might have missed something. But the second one or the third one that we just mentioned is you need to try when you're stuck with your scheduling uh, a lot of different solutions. You need to have, and I think Tony Robbins, Francois knows. I mean, we don't know him, but we know of him in the self improvement world. He's pretty pretty darn famous. But he says when you're stuck, you need to take massive action. So, you need to try maybe not just one hope on one thing to come through, but like 1,000 very small things that can make a huge difference. So if you log, a little bit of that, 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 that's 4 or 5 things that in the end might be more productive than just focusing for 1 hour on one big solution. You know, um, you know what I mean? Like I think it's really important to see the benefits of tackling a problem with quantity and not quality sometimes. And just by sheer numbers, by telling all those crap jokes, eventually you manage to get where you want to be.
Definitely. Look
So,
at this.
yeah.
If you take just teaching, no, not teaching, learning instrument, learning trombone. I'm a student. I'm novice. I had no idea how it works. Okay. Moment, just my cat. Okay. And what is my point? What I have to do first? Just trying to do sound. I try. Someone explained me, okay, you need to press your lips and blah 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 blah. And after I just try not to find one note, but just to understand how it works to go up and to go down.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of things, repeating this movement a lot of time, but it's not a quality, it's just a quantity to understand how to do the quality later.
Yeah. Exactly. How to understand to do the quality later. How to do it later.
Exactly.
And you have to be hopeful too that it'll come later. But yeah. So like guys, I don't know if we were totally on topic today for creating
I have
time.
no idea, man.
but again, like it's important to understand that it's a mix of things, like I'd love to say to people like, okay, I struggle with time and like do this, and it'll get better. The log is a good solution. Hiring a teacher is a good solution. Exercise is a good solution. Doing yoga is a solution. All of those things combined get you in a mental state where you're ready to be more accountable for your times. Like it's oftentimes for me, I thought that it would be one thing that would make it better. Like things will get better when I get this job. Things will get better when I get that, when I'll have more money, I'll have more time. But really, you have to combine every single thing. And yes, it's exhausting. Put them together and then try it. Doesn't work. Okay. Try it again. Optimize, optimize, optimize. Feels like I drank like 50 coffees today and I didn't even drink one.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
but man, it's exactly the same thing with spirituality. For example, uh, nobody has the truth, but
the truth, yeah.
the truth there. But okay, if egal, it doesn't matter what you're what in what you are believing, or I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak more in English.
Right,
Sorry,
right, right.
but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Uh, but the point, if you want to develop your own spirituality and to be okay with what you want to believe, you can't be the man of one book. I know it's so cliche what I'm saying now, but it's the point. It's exactly the same thing. Just combining a lot of experiences, a lot of little things, a lot of experiences to be able
Yeah.
to improve your own spirituality. Because maybe you believe in the same thing that your neighbor about, I don't know, I won't say Christianism, yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely, if I speak with your neighbor, it will not have the same discourse than you, because the spirituality at the end is just personal. What do your interpretation of what you were of the book of is really really personal.
Right.
And if you just read one book or just it's difficult to know exactly what it means for you deeply. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you were never speaking with other people, what they are thinking, it's difficult to develop that. It's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that just about sums it up for today. And it was so nice to talk with François. Definitely missed him on the channel. I was like constantly saying hi to you. I was like, "Where's François?" I finally got back to him, and we're here. We are hopefully gonna have some content next week, and we'll keep you posted. So, talk to you guys soon. I wish
And
you guys a great evening, day, wherever you are. And François, you were about
I,
to say something?
I would like to conclude, not to conclude, but say last thing. You were speaking about uh, it was hard to wake up really early in the morning, you know.
Yeah.
And I forgot to say, you know, a lot of persons speaks about the morning miracle or miracle morning. I don't remember the name of this book, really
Yeah.
famous.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can be a good thing, but too early, it's no more a miracle. It's just exhausting.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you
If
have
you
it.
have some project like me in this moment, it's not enough. Definitely, it's not enough.
Yeah.
And I was waking up every day at 4
Ouch.
4 a.m.,
Oh boy.
4:30 a.m., and it's too much. 6 a.m. is good.
Yeah, 6 a.m. is
4:30,
yeah,
it's
6 a.m.
too
is
hard.
pretty yeah.
It's really too
4:40
hard.
is that's rough.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
see
All
you
right.
later.
All right. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye now.